Hello everyone, welcome to next session. In this session, we will start doing with the our first step. We will start working with our first step, how to create it. So to start with, first thing we need to understand is of the Wiremock client. So the Wiremock provides over the wire client. So that's a client class. This one Wiremock client class, right? It is in the client package. So it allows us to work with the Wiremock server. Using this only, you can configure the all the stubs. Even you can point this Wiremock cloud to the remote host to any port, right? And you can interact with your server. All the stub mappings can be done using this class only, right? So the next thing is, if you are running the server on local host and on the default port, that is 8080, then we don't need to tell Wiremock instance to point to that particular port, right? Because by default it will point to localhost and port 8080. But in case you are using a port other than 8080, or if you are using the remote host, then you need to tell your client where that it should point to, right? To which port it should point to, where the server is running. Like in this case, we are setting the dynamic port. So let's see how we can do it. So we will do wiremock dot configure for. Here we will provide the local host and we will provide the port here. So since the port will be dynamically allocated, I am simply mentioning the port variable here, right? Let's start with our first stub. So we need to use the Wiremock client class, that is this, and we can use this method stub for, or we can also use given dat. So that means given dat I have the URL. So here the stub for will match with the particular method, type of method, like we have get, post, put, delete, right? And the URL, the URI, resource URI, right? So if it will get this particular URI, it will send back the response, right? So let's do that. So we have, when again need to use the Wiremock class, we will use get. Here we need to provide the wiremock.url equal to, and let's say first stub. Now one thing to note here is, we are again and again need to mention this Wiremock class to access the method. So this makes this makes the code quite messy. So in order to make the code more readable, and also it is quite efficient to write it, so in that case what we can do is we can simply import the static class. So let's do one thing, we will do static here. Let's remove this. Now what I will do is I will remove this as well. So as you can see, I don't need to call the Wiremock class now. Similarly here also we will remove this. Everywhere we need to remove this. Right? So this means if the method is get and URL equal to this, then we'll send back a response. Will return a response. So all these methods are self-explanatory. It will return a response dot with body. So currently we will use the with body because that's the simplest one. With body, let's say my first stub, right? And we are done. So we are done with our first stub. So this is the simplest stub, I would say, right? Let's check if this is working fine or not. We'll start this. So once this is project is built, so we will go to Postman. So the server has started. Let's see, the port allocated is 56932, right? So now we are able to see the mapping also here. So it is showing the mappings. What we will do is we'll go to Postman, and we have the get request. We have the port number now. So the port number is 56932, and this is the resource URI which we need to access. So this is working perfectly fine. So by default it is showing the text format. So that's how you can start with the mocking your first stub. We can create our first stub, right? So in the upcoming methods we will discuss a few more concepts, and we will move on to the advanced concepts. Thank you.